I'm Andy.
And I'm Tarek.
And we are Beyond Blocks, helping you to get the most out of your Lego.
So go grab your kit and come and build with us.
In this episode, we're going to be looking at the Lego Hidden Side range.
A big element of the Hidden Side range is the app you can download and play once you've built your set.
So the app introduces an element of augmented reality into the gameplay with your mobile phones. And we're going to have a little go on it today and see what that's like. Tell you all about it.
Indeed, as it says on the box itself, see your set come alive. Let's see if that is indeed true or not.
So I'm going to be building this thing here, which is the Newbury Juice Bar, set 40336. And hopefully I'll be using my phone to make it come alive.
And I've got set number 70420, which is called Graveyard Mystery. So I'm going to do the same, put that all together and see how it interacts with the game.
That looks like an amazing set there, Tarek.
It is an absolute beast. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful set. We've got 3 characters here. A dog. We'll have a look at the characters later. I mean, some amazing detail. Obviously, this being the Graveyard Mystery, we have like the gates to the graveyard here. We have a statue on a grave here which does something, turns around, and I don't know what. We'll find out later what these little squares actually represent. We've got a tomb here with a skeleton inside. Pretty fantastic. What's this here? Another kind of tomb or mausoleum, I think would be the correct word. So yeah, very, very detailed, elaborate, and just beautiful looking set, to be honest.
Beautiful. Oh, wow. Yeah, looking forward to getting into that. I want to see how it comes alive, because, my one, slightly less interesting. So here's mine, Newbury Juice Bar. We can see it's just a juice bar with a couple of juice machines here. They look a bit futuristic. We've got a bartender, and 2 minifigs included here. There's this girl who I think is some sort of YouTuber. And then the little hidden bit here, I think, is it opens up and the juice bar turns into a crazy monster with big teeth and gums and stuff. So I want to see what Hidden Side actually does.
So Hidden Side being a metaphor for like the augmented reality that kind of opens up hopefully once we download the app and do scan whatever we need to scan. I'm
kind of looking forward to this actually, because if I'll be honest, I've had this Hidden Side set for about a year. I cracked it open once and it just didn't really work for me, so it's been in my cupboard for ages. So when I do this today, it's actually legit going to be my first time doing it. So yeah, let's see how that works.
It's interesting with Hidden Side because it looks like Lego have introduced a whole storyline with characters, like you said. We've got, is it Parker? We've got like the character list on the box here. We've got Parker, who's the young YouTuber who's just moved into, where do they live?
They live in a place called Newbury, which has got, I think, is a haunted town with ghosts hidden in all the walls.
Okay, Jack. Do we know who Jack is?
Let's have a look. So actually, the augmented reality experience is about Jack and Parker, and they begin ghost catching in Newbury. So yeah, these two guys are the main characters. As far as I can tell, one of them's a YouTuber, the other one probably unemployed. They actually had some. I don't know about that. Yeah, they probably had some. I think they had some episodes on YouTube back in like. Yeah, so you can find there's like 2 seasons of episodes of Hidden Side that tie in with this, where you can find out their whole storyline.
Now, what's interesting about this is that, so you've got the actual Lego sets themselves, you've got the game that goes along with the Lego set? I don't know. Does each set have its own bespoke game, or is it just a big game that different elements open up with different sets? Well, we'll find out later.
It's a good question.
There are episodes on YouTube, so Lego have invested a lot in this hidden side, and that we now know that it only lasted a year and it's been discontinued.
It's a real strange thing, isn't it? Because Lego have been doing, trying to do digital tie-ins for a while. I think they've realised that kids these days are going to be digital natives, so they're trying to make something. Maybe I'm not sure what the strategy is. Do they want to take kids away from digital, or do they want to meet them where they're at and give them digital things to play with? I mean, on the one hand, you've got Lego making some brilliant games on the PlayStation, where you've got Lego artwork and Lego characteristics and icons, right? And then they're saying, well, actually, our core product is this. It's the brick. So, augmented reality seems a natural step for them to say, yeah, let's try to get kids playing. They're on their phones anyway. Let's get them to point their phone at some actual Lego, and then we can still sell bricks.
It's true. I'm curious though, because these days the Lego brand is a very different entity to what it was when we were young, when we first started playing with Lego as kids. So I mean, back then it was just the brick, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
But these days, there's the films, there's the games, there's the YouTube channel, there's the interactive AR sets. There's so much more to Lego than just the brick. Now, I'm wondering, how do they market themselves? How do they see themselves? What do they identify themselves as in 2021? Are they still fundamentally, a toy brand, or are they fundamentally something else?
I'm kind of curious about how they take how they take that concept. What are they going to do with it once it becomes digital and intangible? Is it still going to have joy? The stud connecting to the bottom half of a plate or whatever it is. There's intrinsic joy about these things fitting together. So what I want to know is, does this fit together with this?
Exactly.
In the same way, is this a combination that's as satisfying as this fitting into here?
Is it necessary as well? Is it necessary for Lego? Obviously, they see themselves more moving forward into the future, where increasingly, our lives are moving into a digital environment. But is it a necessary step for Lego? I mean, we've all watched the Lego films. They're amazing. But for me, they're amazing because, seeing how they kind of digitally represent those toys that we touched and they're so accurate. The animated representations of the Lego minifigs and the actual sets themselves. You can almost imagine yourself playing with them. Do you know what I mean?
I think your question, is it necessary, is totally spot on, because I kind of think when I put my 6-year-old in front of Lego, I want her off the screen. So the idea that you're saying, actually, we want to bring sets that bring the screen in, for me, I feel it's going the opposite way. So Lego, I think, wanted to say that the kids start on the screen, we put a piece of Lego in front of them, they end up off the screen and on the Lego. What I'm worried about is if I give my daughter one of these and she gets one of these, she's going to do this.
Exactly. I mean, it's a huge question. Do you know what I mean? So let's see. Should we just download the game and see how it works and see what the result is?
Yeah, for sure. You know what kind of worries me, right? Is this isn't Lego's first foray into digital. They had before this, they had Lego Dimensions, and Lego Dimensions was a PS4 game. I think it was a game on the PlayStation and I think on PCs. And what you do is you go into the supermarket and buy a Lego Dimensions piece, and that would somehow interact with your game. And I think this was really popular, actually. They used to play, they used to sell quite a few Lego Dimensions stuff, and then there was quite an uproar when they got rid of that. So there was already that idea of, Lego plus digital already there, and that seemed to be a formula that worked. And now I think, by stopping Dimensions and putting in Hidden Side, I think they're trying to put the Lego first, and then and then tack on the digital. Whereas before they had the digital and they tacked on the Lego.
Right. Well, this is what they're calling fluid play, right? That apparently is the term that I don't know if they coined it, but this is how they're defining this. Fluid play, which I assume means like moving back and forth between the physical element and the digital element. But I want to know how much flow there is and in what direction it's going. And like you say, is it just going to lead to people building the Lego, downloading the app, playing the game, and then forgetting about the Lego, sticking it on a shelf, sticking it back in the bucket, and never playing with it again? I'm curious.
I kind of feel that the hidden side for me is us unearthing Lego's insecurity complex about digital. They're terrified. I think, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, Lego, you're running scared because you realise that in the past you used to compete against Meccano, right? And now you're competing against Apple. I wonder, like with the fluid play, like I don't think there's is it that Lego have made this term up and they're trying to introduce fluid play as a concept? Like they have to educate the users as to what fluid play looks like, right? So with Pokemon Go, for example, there was already a sort of gameplay mechanic there. Like when Niantic introduced their sort of mapping tagging thing, where people went and picked up tags. What Pokemon done was they came along and said, "All right, we'll just, instead of having a tag, we'll put a Pokemon creature in these locations instead," and boom, you got a game. And people they understood the mechanics of that. So with this, I mean, maybe it's just me, right? When I put this Lego hidden side together, I don't know. I don't have a natural inclination to pick up a phone.
The Pokemon example is apt because it seemed to be. Now, I never played Pokemon in my life, but it seemed to be adding it seemed to be augmenting that already existing reality of the Pokemon experience. Do you know what I mean? It seemed to be a logical augmentation. This, to me, feels like a bit of a stretch on Lego's part.
I'm kind of feeling, like, what, if we're staring at our phone, if the kid's staring at the phone, are you going to say, "Hey, kiddie, I got you this, play with this instead"? Like, it doesn't feel the same kind of logical progression to me. I think mine was like the cheapest hidden side set that I could find. I deliberately bought the cheapest one because I thought, I don't know if I'm going to get into this. So I think this was like 10 quid. And it really doesn't do a lot. I mean, you can see that it's got some special stickers. So, here we've got this like juicer, and it's a bit futuristic. So it's certainly got its own style. The whole of Newbury seems to be slightly futuristic, but it's got a lot of black pieces. It's very dark. The colour palette is kind of spooky. You've got the sort of yellows, the sort of Halloween yellows. And loads of stickers.
Mine's got lots of stickers too.
And I don't know, I don't know what to make of stickers.
I was going to ask you this question, and I was like, is this a stupid question? But I'm glad you brought it up, because I'm not a fan of the sticker parts.
I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate them. I think, like, the problem I have with stickers is it seems really uncommitted. Like, if Lego are going to make a piece, right, I reckon they should stick it on and they should print it on and say, that's used, in this way, and that's how it's going to be used. And what can you do with that? With stickers, I feel like you can take them off and then, but you never will.
Yeah, no, of course not. So if we can move on to my set for a moment here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is luxury Lego. This is like beautiful. Like this is a work of art. This is like a sculpture. I just want to put this on a shelf. Do you know what I mean? And like leave it and look at it. It's beautiful. I mean, look. Like
is that gate like one piece?
It's two. Look,
or does it open like?
Of course, it opens up. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. And and like this like ornament on the gravestone here, with the wings and all of that. And it's, it turns around, it, actually serves a function as well.
Oh,
You know
wow!
what I
I
mean?
wasn't expecting that.
I'm guessing these tiles do something in the game. It opens up and all of these. I guess again, like these coloured squares must have a function in the game.
Okay, so I'm just going to start my app and see what happens.
Right, so I've got a character here, JB. Hey, I'm JB. I need your help. This town is full of ghosts. The ghosts only show up on the hidden side. Take a look with this phone to see the ghosts. See this gloom? This phone can help clear gloom and catch.
What's gloom? What's gloom?
Yeah, see this gloom. I guess, is it the thing on her phone? Have you got the same screen? Have you got? JB?
Yeah.
So
I'm rocking this sort of. So she's got like purple stuff on her phone.
On her phone, I'm guessing that's the gloom.
Okay.
So that's the objective, to clear gloom and catch ghosts.
Okay. So we got we got that guy that you've got with the cap, right?
Right.
Now it says, do you have a Lego Hidden Side set?
Yes.
Yes.
That guy's name's Jack, by the way.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
Oh boy. Newbury is 100% haunted. Take a look at the hauntometer. It's off the charts. 100% haunted. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? Because it did ask, do you have a Lego set? So, I mean, do you think that they're trying to use? It feels like they're gonna want you to clear out Newbury by buying all the Lego sets.
Yes, I think that is the objective, of course.
Find your set. Okay, here we
go. Right. What was mine? Graveyard.
All right. How'd you find it? Oh, I see. Right, got it. High school, shrimp shack.
Ghost hunt or multiplayer? So if you choose multiplayer, can we play each other?
I guess so, but if you've got a different set.
Yeah.
All right, let's
try it.
Did you get? I mean, I've got to find mine. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to try and scan this minifig, and maybe it will then.
Yeah. Who are you scanning? Parker? Jack?
I'm scanning. Parker. But it says scan failed. My scanner doesn't know this minifig. Are you kidding? Okay, let's try again. So that's a pretty poor experience so far.
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm scanning the minifig, right, is because my set hasn't come up in the list. All right, let's try scanning that again. Well, it does say scanning for gloom, and again, I've got a scan failed. It doesn't know what it is. So
I'm scanning Jack. Nothing's happening.
Okay, I'm going to scan this geezer here.
Oh wait, I've got him. Oh no, JB says, oh no, there's been gloom. Let's save him. Let's do it. Tap on let's do it. Tap the screen.
I'm scanning the guy in a bar, but he's behind a bar, and again, I can't find it. So that's so far pretty poor experience.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing right now. It's saying.
What? Okay, my one's like carrying on scanning. I'm gonna quit because there's no way. Like, so I've gone to quit there.
Wow.
Because so far, I haven't even been able to register my set.
Wow. That's pretty.
Wow.
Rubbish. So I'm in here. I scanned Jack, and Jack now has to catch some ghosts. And you're not going to be able to see this, but on my phone right now there is a ghost called Nagging Nathan. Right, and this is all fully AR, right? So I'm like scanning my table here, and this ghost has appeared, and now I'm tapping. I'm on it. Now what's going to happen? Ghost detected. Okay. So you couldn't scan any of your figures?
No, none of the figures were scanned.
God damn it.
Wow, now I remember why I didn't actually play with this the first time, because I couldn't.
So I'm having quite a mildly satisfying experience.
Brilliant.
So I managed to scan Jack, right? And then this thing come up where I had to catch a ghost, this Nagging Nathan. And it didn't give me any instructions how to actually kill the ghost. Maybe it did, because I was talking to you, I didn't see them. But I'm just tapping the screen like crazy. And it was, like I say, it was like a ghost like flying around my desktop here. and I had to kind of like catch him a little bit, and then tap the screen, and then he just kind of exploded. And, so it now says, captured ghost. So
is that it? Is that? But there must be more to it than
there
just
must be.
one ghost flies
now
around.
I don't know what to do. There's some rewards here. I'm not going to go into that now. Go back to the main menu. That's the only other option. I want to go back to that thing where. Okay, I want to choose my set. So,
whoa. Okay, look. I have a really strange thing. So I have just decided to play as a ghost, and I don't know what I'm playing with because it's not interacting with my screen at all. I mean, it's not interacting with my Lego at all, and I'm just playing something. I'm playing some sort of game, but actually, I don't know what the point is.
So now, look, I've got to match that up with my set. I've got to overlay that image onto my set, and then tap it, and then we're going to see what this AR experience is all about. Okay.
I want to do the AR experience with my own set, but I can't.
Okay, I am in. Wow, this is quite good, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is actually quite good.
All right, so tell me what's going on.
So I scanned my set, and it's now kind of embedded my set in a virtual kind of environment. This place has been totally gloomed. I'm reading JB's instructions here. This place has been totally gloomed. You need to clear the gloom pronto, but first you've got to find it. And then it says, sure, but how? Change colours. So now there's that thing that I was telling you about.
Oh, wow.
The little statue on top of the tomb. Right.
Okay.
And now it's telling me to scan to pink. Okay, done that. Got it. Okay,
so,
yellow.
And what happens when you scan it to pink? What's going on? It's
telling me to... Right, it says tap yellow, so I've turned it around to yellow. Tap. Find the gloom. Right, got it. Found the gloom. So then this yellow glow appeared.
Does that come out of the statue's bum or something?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's there within the set, and now I've got to tap on the gloom. Oh, and it's giving me all kinds of awards and things like that. I mean, to be honest, this is better than I expected. I'm going to be honest. There is some interaction with the set. It's at least, in the very least, it is an encouragement to build some Lego. Do you know what I mean? There is an interactive game here. Look, kids play these things anyway these days. Do you know what I mean? I think I think maybe the message here, or the kind of objective on Lego's part, is look, your kids are going to be playing with this stuff anyway, so why not have them build some Lego first, and then they can interact with the Lego in this way. But in the very least, they will be building Lego beforehand. Do you know what I mean?
What bugs me is a person who likes to kind of take Lego apart and build new things, right? Is when you overlaid onto the set, yeah, that is a pretty cool thing. As long as you're overlaying just onto that set. I can't see any encouragement to modify the set and make it better. Whereas with the Lego Mario set, you're encouraged to build new courses and stuff like that, which I think is, that to me is what Lego's about. What I worry about is basically with what we have here, I can only understand it as you build the thing that the programmer wants you to build. Yeah. And that's it. You're not actually even allowed to take that part. They might as well just ship it as a big plastic kit.
This is more, like I say, I'm moderately impressed with this. Wow. I mean, and they've even animated elements of the set. If you have a look now. Oh right, I've got to put the fig on here now, and then scan the fig.
Does it start moving?
Hold on, something's happening. Okay, right. Ghost detected, Gary Attrick. Oh, I guess that's a play on Jerry Attrick. I'm on it. So now we're back to just tapping ghosts, hoping we can kill them.
The gameplay seems pretty basic though.
It is.
Find a ghost comes out of a thing, and you just tap it and it explodes, and actually that's it.
It needs development, and ultimately, I think we've found the secret as to why it was discontinued so quickly. It felt like a stepping stone. I think there is something. There's an idea there, and like I said, I now think that Lego's approach or their attitude was almost like, look, your kids are playing with these games anyway, so why not have them build a bit of Lego first, and then in the hope that might then develop an interest.
I have never played a Lego game. I kind of look at it and go, oh, that's nice.
Right.
But I just kind of, it's not my field. I just, so as long as they're kind of in the brick realm, that's totally cool with me. And, they can do whatever they want in digital. And to me, this is a little bit of an introduction to the digital side, and that's nice. Yeah. But, it's not going to pull me into their digital side at all.
Right.
And so I don't mind a little experiment. And actually that's, to some extent, I'm always encouraging you to be experimental, and that's what they're doing. So that's cool.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, my experience there was like, if I never play that game again, like I won't lose any sleep. But like I say, it was better than I was expecting. Like a lot better than I was expecting. And AR itself is a field that I feel is constantly evolving, and so. I think they did a fair job. But the biggest attraction for me, your set is a bit rubbish, let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush.
Complete crap.
But the biggest attraction for me was this set. I mean, again, that is just luxury Lego. That is beautifully designed.
I'm really glad I've been on this call with you, because I've seen that actually it can be kind of good. So, yeah, overall I'd say, like, for me, Hidden Side is definite thumbs down, because, it just didn't work.
Wow, yeah, unfortunately. But for me, I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to Lego. I'm all about just like pour all the pieces out onto the carpet, see what you can build, have fun. You might make something rubbish, but it's about the process rather than it's about the journey rather than the destination, right? Having said that, this set itself, is beautiful. It's probably the best designed set that I've made. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very happy with that. But yeah, the augmented reality for me means nothing. It was a bit of fun, but yeah, I mean, you talk to someone. I don't even play games on my phone. Do you know what I mean? At all. But obviously, this is marketed at a much younger generation, so it remains to be seen. What they got out of that experience. But the fact that it was retired so quickly, I think, speaks volumes. My overall personal review, I'd give it a thumbs up, because I do think, I don't know what happened with your set and why you couldn't enter the whole augmented reality environment, but it still had that Lego kind of seal of quality.
I'm looking at this and thinking, like, thanks. You've just given me a beta version of a toy that you kind of have a bigger, you got a bigger vision for, right? But, you've sold me this thing that's, for me, a really poor experience, and for you was a moderately entertaining experience. Probably, I mean, I wasn't there. Oh, I was there, sort of, but I'm not experiencing your set, and I'm not seeing you jumping out of your skin ecstatic, but you're a lot calmer than I am, right?
I'm not a child, to be fair. I'm not a child, so maybe a better test would have been to have gotten my boy in here. Now, Lego Hidden Side was aimed at 7+, my boy's 6, so he'd probably be able to, manoeuvre himself around the game to a certain extent. I'm curious what his experience would be. Aaron wants to play Hidden Side.
Oh man, can we? Aaron, can you play Hidden Side and tell us what you think about it?
Yeah.
Please, I want to see this. I totally do. This is
the real one. You're going to play the real one, okay? Right, we're in.
Go on, Aaron. Tell us what you got to do. Show us what you have to do.
Tell us what's happening.
There's 3 ghosts.
Oh.
Now, I guess there's like a radar thing turning around on the screen.
Okay. And is that detecting ghosts?
I guess so. Oh,
Hey, Aaron, is it scary?
I did.
Hey,
Think
cool.
it's me. Let's find that one. So we're kind of like moving around the environment now. We're moving away from the model into like a forest area behind.
Okay.
Now, Aaron, what are you doing?
I need to kill the monster.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. What about the tree? Does the tree do anything? Because that tree, it's got the wiggly things on it.
Maybe later. I don't know. Right now, there's just a bunch of ghosts flying around, and he's got to tap on them to kill them and all that.
Do you get points then?
Yeah. Well, you've got to capture as many ghosts as you can, or as many ghosts as there are.
Okay.
I don't know what the ultimate end game is here, but right now we've got all the ghosts.
Yeah.
Does he level up?
Not yet. We'll see. Oh, right, scan this now. So now we're on the underside of the tomb.
Okay.
Or the coffin.
I mean, I'm watching from here, and like, he's not touched the Lego at all. Like, that is literally 3-dimensional. And he's playing a 2-dimensional game. It's literally 2-dimensional.
To be completely fair, have you played the AR Angry Birds?
No.
Because all that is, like Angry Birds.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The basics, right? So you'll just you scan like a floor or a tabletop or something like that, and then it creates like a 3D like tower.
Got it. Yeah.
You move around and like try to find the weak spots of the tower, and you find a bird. Now,
you scanning, and then you tap the level, and then the shape Angry Birds do this, and then
Really?
You
let go.
and
That's quite fun.
Exactly, yeah. But it's pretty similar to what's going on here. Like the gameplay isn't too different to what's going on here. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So there you're just aiming to like destroy this tower. You pull back, you like fire the birds at the tower. Here there are like ghosts coming out of the various places in the set, and I'm going to I have to be fair.
Yeah.
The model, not only does the model itself, I've talked about how good this model looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everywhere there are these like spots, these colourful spots that you scan, right? Under every little surface, right? And so in there as well, I guess the blue there is going to do something.
Yeah.
So all of these are going to reveal a different aspect of the game. And yes,
that's quite cool, actually.
The game itself doesn't look very interesting. The gameplay doesn't look very interesting. But neither is Angry Birds, and people still play that. Well, you're going to see behind now, so you'll see what's happening now. So now we tapped on multiplayer, I guess. Is this multiplayer? Right.
I tapped on this.
Right. So now he is in an actual game. This is a different aspect. It isn't. Turns out that isn't the game. That's one aspect. There's the other aspect where he's now in a fully digitized version of this set, and he's roaming around. Now we're out of the AR part, right? Now we're in just like a game. You'll notice he's now holding the phone landscape.
Okay.
And he's just manoeuvring around this set, like a digitized version of this set, picking up things and trying to.
But he's not actually playing with the set. Like, he's not interacting with the actual set itself, right? No, so now he's just in a game.
Yeah. Now he's roaming around the digital version of this set. So that's another element. And is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. With this hidden side, they've said, well, when you see this blue tile, show a ghost. When you see this red tile, show another ghost. And like, it's just the same. I think it's really just them just playing and getting a, just seeing how they can enhance the experience. And I think I'll give them that. I'm starting to warm to the theme a little bit, to be honest.
Ultimately, look, it comes down to this. We're just two dads trying to like intellectualize the whole experience. But I don't know if you heard what my boy just said then. What did you say?
I love this hidden side.
All right, I'll shut up.
Shocking.
Done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I've got nothing more to add.
I think we should retire now.
Leave it to the experts. Maybe we don't like it, but look at that. I mean, you've got your evidence right there.
Yeah.
They obviously have tested it with kids, and like he looks totally into it. But I mean, saying that, I would much rather, as a parent, that he was doing this instead. Oh, right, brilliant. But what can I do?
It's true. But to be fair, he did help build the set this morning, so
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Again, I will shut up because I mean, the Lego building part is still there. It's still alive and well, and if that's what it takes, then yeah.
Anyway, having said that, that's enough screen time for today.
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. If you have had enough screen time, that's the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe down below and like this video. Share it with all your friends.
So, see you next time on Beyond Blocks.
See you next time on Beyond Blocks.